Did you ever chew gum that had 2 flavors in one? Do you remember the candy that Elliot famously shared with E.T.? Did you ever lick pure sugar dyed red off a white candy stick? Do you remember wearing accessories you could eat? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you might be a Xennial, and we are too. Hi, I'm Dani.
And I'm Katie.
And today on Generation in Between, you probably figured it out, we are doing something super fun, a Xennial taste test of our favorite childhood candies.
Yes.
Each of us came up with a list of some of our favorite sugary snacks. Well, Katie had to come up with some other ones because she had all gum first.
I was like, oh, everything on my list is gum.
Which is great. Favorite snacks, sugary snacks from the 80s and 90s, and we brought them along today to answer the age-old question, does this taste as good in our 40s as it did in our childhood?
And just a little disclaimer, we did not pre-try this.
No.
So some of this stuff maybe we've had in the last couple of years, but some of it, like, we have it and we're going to taste test it together. And it might be the first time in literal decades that we've tasted these things. So.
And something very Xennial I told Katie before we started recording is I have a grumpy gallbladder every now and then. It likes to act up, and it's totally acting up on today. And sugar is horrible for your gallbladder.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going out of town tomorrow. So this should be very interesting for middle-aged Dani to do.
You get like one bite and then you got it. Well, at least with the gum, you can just like spit it right out.
Well, actually, peppermint. Well, we don't have anything peppermint. Yes, we do have one. It's actually good for tummy stuff.
Okay,
so it'll be fine. We'll save that for the end.
Save that for the end.
Okay. But before we get going with all the food excitement for our taste buds, we do have a few other things to chat about real quick. First, we want to reintroduce ourselves and our little podcast because we have a bunch of new listeners as of late. So, woohoo!
Wow, are they named Jennifer?
I don't know.
If you're named Jennifer or not, hit us up. We want to know who you are.
Yeah, so welcome everyone. So before we jump into this welcomes, Katie, why don't you tell everyone exactly what a Xennial is and what we do here on Generation in Between?
I would love to, Dani.
Yay.
So Xennials are a microgeneration born in the years 1977 through 1983, and we are sandwiched between Gen X and Millennials. So we were born in the late 70s, early 80s, came of age in the 90s. And so on this podcast, we remember, revisit, and sometimes relearn all sorts of things relevant to those of us who had an analog childhood and a digital adulthood.
Yes.
That being said, we have people from all generations who listen. We have our younger listeners who learn some things and hear about the good old days and say, we had someone who shared, Patrick said, firsthand accounts of this stuff. And we were like, wow. We were
relics.
There. We were there when all this happened. And then we have people from other generations, even older than us, who also, were alive during these times and remember things either similarly or differently and reach out to us. So what we always try to do is learn something.
Yeah.
We don't just come and say, here's what I thought about, this fashion thing or, Britney Spears or Princess Diana. We actually commit to revisiting.
Yeah.
And what we've learned is that a lot of the things we just took at face value as children or teenagers or young adults, when we revisit, we learn that that's just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
And sometimes completely untrue.
Oh, yeah.
So we let you know when that happens to us. When we're like,
absolutely.
Oh, and usually we take turns researching.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, Dani researched a lot on Princess Diana. And then we just had a conversation about it. I did the same thing for Britney Spears. Today, we're sharing the episode because of the candy situation. In our trivia episodes, we generally share. But most of the time, one person is doing a deep dive and the other one is only bringing their memories and
or lack thereof.
Or lack thereof. What happened?
I don't remember that, says Dani, every episode.
Exactly. So if you love what we do here, we do have social media you can follow.
Yes.
We are on Facebook and Instagram. And then you actually can follow us on YouTube as well. We'll be uploading content there soon. It's just Generation in Between Podcast on YouTube. We'll share in our socials too. So you can always subscribe. And that way when things start uploading, you'll get notified.
Yes.
We do have a Patreon account as well. for $8 a month, because we're both 80s babies. You can get access to some perks and special episodes, which we're going to continue uploading there. And and if you are just here for a free fun and listening, we love that too.
Absolutely.
And leave us a review wherever you're listening. That helps a lot.
Yeah. Leave us a review. That's free and easy. So just go write that. Oh my God, I love Dani and Kay. They're great. Yes. So if you don't want to give us a raving review, don't worry about it. Okay.
Yes.
So let's now do some circle backs and shout outs, because I actually do have a couple circle backs already in regard to Princess Diana episode, which I knew would happen. I've been reading, in fact, I was listening to it on my way here, her butler, Paul's book. So thanks, Sean, for reminding me I needed to read
awesome,
that.
Sean. Thank you.
And there are some things he mentioned that I didn't get exactly right. I got them kind of right.
Okay.
So let me fix it. So remember we talked about her engagement ring and I said she picked it from a catalog?
Yes.
Okay. That's not exactly right. So she did pick it out. So she did go against tradition, and she did pick out her own ring instead of having it custom made. And while the ring was in a catalog, she didn't look at a catalog and pick it. Charles brought her a selection from the jeweler to pick from.
Okay.
So those rings were in catalogs. So let me fix that. Okay.
Got
so that was
it.
my first, that's not a big deal, but whatever. I'll fix that.
That's important. Yeah.
So also this was just interesting. Oh, one more thing. There are a lot more pictures of Diana when she danced at the Royal Opera House than I thought. There's a few more. Now nobody knew that was happening. It was a surprise. They're not like professionally staged or whatever, but you can find more pictures than I originally thought. There is no recording because pre-smartphones, everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the other thing was that I found interesting. Paul said multiple times that Diana and Charles did actually have happier times in the very beginning of their marriage. Specific, like that was later was very tumultuous, but he said they did have a lot of happier times than a lot of people say. He said they really did start off like in love, or maybe it was infatuation, but she spoke a lot about really loving him and caring for him. So, and he was not a fan of Andrew Morton's book. And here's why. He said that Diana made those recordings like in a very vulnerable time when her marriage and her life were kind of just crumbling around her. And so he said a lot of what she elaborated on was due to like anger and her emotional state at the time, which we can all relate to.
Totally.
And he said that as a couple years went by, she regretted some of it, some of what she said and how she said it. And I remember Harry mentions that in his book as well. They kind of feel like she got taken advantage of in a very vulnerable time.
Oh, man. Yeah. Like on one hand, it seems like, oh, wow, someone wants to share her side unfiltered. But you're right. I haven't listened to the tapes specifically, but if you did listen to them, with any sort of rational brain, you probably would have realized this is a person kind of lashing out. Not that anything she said was untrue or that she didn't feel it, but maybe you wouldn't like later on, if you were writing a memoir, maybe you wouldn't have framed it that way.
Yeah. So that was an interesting piece. So those were my little corrections. Okay. But then also, like I mentioned before, okay, shout out time. We have had quite a few new listeners since our Diana episode, ironically, okay? Especially from our theater friends at the Henniker. Woohoo!
So you're saying in addition to the Jennifers, we now have a lot of Difanas?
Oh, I don't know. Yes, I guess so. Difanas, yes.
They're here.
So let's give some shout outs to some of our Henniker peeps who told us that they started listening and they love the show and they can't stop. So please don't stop. So Desiree, Hunt, Tori, and Dominic, all of them let us know they are now official fans. So we are so grateful for it. And also, Katie just finished vocal directing again, a show there, Katie. So tell us all about it.
Yes, absolutely. Xennials will probably like this. It's a show called 8 Track.
Yeah.
And it is a 70s music review show.
So cute.
So I had the privilege of vocal directing for, it's a cast of 4.
Yeah.
So 2 women, 2 men. And it covered all sorts of genres. It covered folk music, Motown music, disco, sort of like hippie songs, and 4 people carried this whole show.
Love that.
It's wild. Very, very inspired by their talent. Mel, Mandy, Brian, and Chris are the performers. And actually, our listener Hunt stage managed.
Yeah, you did.
Yes. So that was pretty cool. And we just had a great time. But I was telling a few people, and I've actually been taking some notes on it. I was like, well, we need a 90s musical review. 100%. I'm sure there are some that exist, but I don't care. I'm going to write one anyway.
You need to write one.
Stink.
I love that. I support that 100%.
So that may be coming your way, guys. And if there's a song you really, really want in this review that I'm going to write, let us know. We'll find a way to put it in.
I love that so much.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then, since I'm kind of on the topic of shout-outs, wanted to shout out our friend Gina, who we also know from the Henniger. Well, a few places. The Henniger, we met her there. Fantastic performer. She also vocal directs there, specifically in the Fellow program. She's fantastic. She also teaches at my studio, Beachside Performing Arts. So if you need a voice teacher, Gina is available. So am I. So we are happy to sing with you, all ages 7 and up. All levels of singing welcome. But she actually had some input on one of the candies we're going to talk about.
I can't wait to hear what she says.
So when we get to it, we're going to tell the whole
I know which
story.
one it is.
So Gina, girl, if you're listening, because Dani was here.
I was here.
It's coming. And then I had one more shout out, and that's to our listener, Tanya. Kind of like we've said with other episodes, we sort of have these ideas, and then people also send us similar ideas and build on it. And Tanya had been sending me candies for quite a while. And so a lot of what I have here today, she reminded me of. So I wanted to thank her for
Tanya.
the episode and the candy ideas, because a lot of them made them in. And in fact, I see one of yours she mentioned to me. So
nice.
I'll let you know when we get
I'm
to that one.
excited.
Yeah, we are looking at the candy, by the way.
Yeah,
it is on our table.
We'll have a picture of it.
We'll have a picture.
Yeah, of all our the stomach ache and a headache waiting to happen for middle-aged people. But
and the sugar high.
It's gonna be like, you know, when you go for a wine tasting and you're supposed, like, I never do this. I just drink it. Like, you're supposed to like just swirl it and then spit the rest out. I never do that. Or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't ever. I'm just like, whatever. I'm going to drink all of it. I do it completely wrong, which is totally going to happen in this candy episode.
Yes.
Oh, while we were talking about Henniger, we got to tell people, speaking of 90s.
And Gina.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of 90s, their next show that opens next weekend, I can't believe it, is The Bodyguard. Yes. So y'all may remember that Whitney movie from the 90s. Yes. It is a musical, and I heard it is amazing. Gina is one of the backup singers.
And Tori's in it too.
In it too. So anyways, we have to give them a shout out about that.
We're going to go see it.
It is rated R.
So you want to go with your grown-up friends.
Yes.
But it's going to be so great.
I know. I can't wait.
So good.
All right. So without further ado, let's bust into this candy. Do you want me to go first, or you want to go first? Why
don't you go first? Well,
okay.
Are we even? 1, 2,
I have
3,
5.
4, 5. That was
1,600 packs of gum.
So much gum, you guys. Okay, yeah, you go first.
All right. So I knew Katie was going to bring lots of gum, and I had no gum on my list anyway. The funny thing was, I texted my sister, because originally we were going to do just like a junk food episode until we realized, no, candy needs to stand alone, because I had like 1,600 things I wanted to bring. And I texted my sister and was like, trying to make sure I was remembering like all my correct junk foods. And I won't tell y'all what they are, because we're going to do a later episode. And I was like, hey, do you remember what junk food I liked when I was a kid? She's like, oh, yeah. And it was this, and it was everything I had already written. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm pretty memorable with my junk food snacks. So the first one, so are we going to just talk and then taste? We're going to do that?
Let's
so I'll
do that.
talk
Yeah.
and then
tell
taste
us about it, and then we'll taste.
So the first one I had on my list is a Zero candy bar. Have you ever seen these?
I've seen them. I cannot tell you for the life of me what it tastes like, though.
Okay.
I can't remember.
So the Zero candy bar, it's a candy bar, and it's made of caramel, peanut, and almond nougat, and it's covered with a layer of white chocolate fudge. Okay, this is a white chocolate, even though white chocolate isn't technically white chocolate. Isn't technically chocolate, sorry. So it's outwardly white color, is pretty unusual for a candy bar, but that's like its trademark. Okay. So Zero it resembles Snickers, which is manufactured by Mars, except Zero is white instead of brown like Snickers. Okay, so it's like,
are they both Mars, though? Is that what you said?
No.
Oh.
No. Zero is not made by Mars. Zero is made by, I forgot. I thought I wrote it down.
What does it say?
It used to be made. I have who it used to be made for. Hold on.
Sorry. Didn't mean to derail this.
I think it's Hershey. Yeah.
Hershey. Okay, gotcha.
Which I think I say later anyway. And I could have just looked at my notes. Oh, it's literally the next sentence.
I also could have not interrupted you. And then you would have found it on your own.
It's fine. Okay, so originally the Zero Bar was made in 1920. So it's been around a while. Yeah. By the Hollywood Brands Candy Company, but now it's made by Hershey, which literally we were just digging all over the wrapper for that. In Minneapolis, Minnesota. So born in the Midwest, and it was called the Double Zero Bar. It was renamed Zero in 1934, and here's the origin of the name. Both of the names refer to the bar as being cool, and not like I'm so cool, but as in temperatures, because the white coating on the outside melts at a higher temperature than the brown chocolate. So these were really popular in summer vending machines in the pre-air conditioned South.
Wow.
Which that sounds like hell, and I never want to go back in time to the South when there was no AC. Can you imagine? So these, because like I said, white chocolate, quote unquote, is not really chocolate. It's a different kind of candy. I learned that in St. Augustine at a chocolate tour. So anyway, but anyway, that's why it's called Zero, because it melts it stays cooler than the other bars, if that makes sense.
It does.
Okay, so the funny thing is, here's my memory with Zero Bars. It actually has to do with the vending machine. So my mom, like I mentioned before, she was an ER nurse for a long time, and they had snacks in the vending machine at the hospital that you could not find many other places. And the Zero Bar was one. So every now and then my mom would, go to work and come home and bring me like a Zero Bar from the vending machine. And that's what I always remember.
Aww.
Like, I am such an 80s kid because I have such fond memories of food and TV shows.
I love it. I have a candy bar story too that has nothing to do with any of these. That just occurred to me when you said that. My dad would get me the Payday bars.
Oh, yeah.
But he would somehow rig it so a quarter would be in there.
Oh.
Do you know I was in college and I bought a Payday and I asked someone where the quarter was?
Eating the
Do you know that really happened? And as the words were coming out of my mouth, I think my roommates were standing there and a clerk at a gas station or something. And they were like, What? That makes no sense. You just paid 75 cents for that. Why would they give you? And I was like, but my dad. Oh. And I just thought of that. When
I love that. What a cool dad, except he made you look like an idiot.
Except for that.
Kept the dream alive for Payday. Okay, so you ready to taste it?
I'm ready.
All right. Well, it's a king size one.
I love some chocolate and I'm hungry, so.
You'll like this.
We can't just eat gum,
Okay. So here you go.
Oh. That's gigantic. Okay, I'm just going to have a bite.
I know, but it was already split. So it's a king size bar, guys. So
So it's 2 pieces already.
Yeah, it was already 2 pieces.
Okay, here we go.
Let's
and I won't. Same time.
Oh, also, I can't stand to hear people chewing, so I am not going to chew on the mic.
Let's go away from the mic on it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, still delicious.
It's really good. Really good, guys.
Yeah. The white chocolate, and I just smacked into the microphone.
You're like, so much for chewing. Well, and it's also a chewy, says the girl who brought gum. It's a chewy snack anyway, so it's hard to, I'll probably keep eating this as you do your next one.
I know. Well, yummy. I got to finish chewing this now.
Then you'll continue. Well, I'll talk while you're doing that. Vamp. I could have told my...
Oh, no, she just dropped it on the floor.
0 down.
Hurry, 5-second rule.
No.
Oh, you made it. You made it.
I think I made it, and also I cleaned up in here before you got here, so I feel like it's okay.
5-second rule is totally not valid if you have cleaned the space. You can make it be as long as you want. Okay, so it's your turn.
Okay, let me set this
here,
down.
Let me give you. We should have brought plates.
We brought trash.
Here, just put it over there.
Yeah, you know what? Plates would have been smart.
There we go.
Okay, I'll eat more of that later. Okay, so my first one is not gum. We're going to get to that later.
Oh, it's not gum.
It's not gum. Not my first one.
Okay.
My first one is candy cigarettes.
Oh, my God. I am so excited about this one.
So, if you're our age, you've probably had candy cigarettes.
100%.
For sure. If you're younger than us, maybe not. Because they don't just sell them everywhere anymore. I had to order mine online. It came in a case that you would actually order, I think, packs of cigarettes in. There's that many. We're going to have pictures. Don't worry. But I specifically remember being able to buy these. There was a convenience store down the street from us. And I was probably walking with my mom at the time because it was probably elementary days. And I could like get a little snack and I could buy them there and remember them at birthday parties and all these things. So I looked it up, and for obvious reasons, these aren't really marketed to children anymore, right? Like a lot of things from our youth. But so let me tell you what I found out about these when I looked into it. They were started by Hershey's.
Oh.
Well, sort of.
I didn't know that.
So Hershey Corporation made a candy cigarette in 1920. They were looking for ways to like make everyday items candy. So they were like, they had like made like
pencils?
Candy, yeah, stuff like that, like pencils, a tricycle, obviously not full size, but like little tricycles. Anyway, nothing was really like catching. So then they went ahead and tried candy cigarettes, but the one that they made was chocolate.
Oh.
So it was like brown. So I don't really think that looks like a cigarette.
Like a cigar.
Maybe a cigar. And there are still some places that sell these that you can get them. So that was in 1920. But the candy cigarettes that we know and love, question mark, I don't know. The ones we think of today hit the market in 1930.
Okay.
Okay, and these are the ones that are white in color. There's a few variations, and it's a mixture of sugar, cornstarch, tapioca, beef gelatin,
Well, yeah.
and then artificial flavor. And that would give it the texture it needed to kind of look and feel like a hard candy cigarette. So when they first came out, they would put images on the boxes that were real cigarette brands.
Oh, my God. That's so funny.
So without, like, they had, like, Marlboro and Camel.
Really?
But then the companies, so at first, some of the companies sued them because they're like, trademark. But other companies were like, that's cool. Like, if you want to
Market
put our
us to
name on it, yeah,
kids.
market us to kids. But like, they didn't change them much. So Marlboro, which has an L in it, was changed to Marlboro.
Oh, funny.
No L. Camel with a C was changed to Camel with a K.
Oh, great.
But they were still like putting these on. Now the ones I have here today are stuff like totally different names, like Victory, Roundup, Lucky Lights, like stuff like that. But a lot of them were very similar to actual cigarette brands. So we're going to loop back to Gina now, because she was here yesterday when we were talking about these, and my children were eating some of them, and Dani was just cracking up.
Wait. Let me set the scene. Because I walk my son in to have a voice lesson, right? Katie has in her studio, there's like this little waiting area. It's really cute with little chairs and stuff. And her husband was there with two of her girls, and Gina was there. Like, they were waiting. Mm-hmm. And... Or actually, Cooper had a lesson with Gina. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then we walk in, and at first I see one of Katie's daughters eating the candy cigarette. There's a pack of candy cigarettes on the table. The other daughter's holding a pack of candy cigarettes. And like, I was like, what is going on? Like,
everyone's got cigarettes.
Everybody's got cigarettes in their mouth.
I know. It was a lot. But then Gina reminded us that some of the candy cigarettes actually blew smoke.
Yeah, that is my memory of them. Like, I remember there was like a wrapper thing, and you would take the wrapper off, and then you could, as you were, because it's almost like a like sweet tart consistency, right? You could put it in your mouth, because me and all my friends did this, and you could blow through it, not like with a cigarette where you inhale. You would literally exhale, and it would blow smoke, like sugar powder out.
It was powdered sugar.
Yeah.
But they don't. At some point, they stopped doing that.
Well, they still did it in the 80s.
Gina remembered it too, and just basically was telling us how cool she was when she would do that.
That's so, obviously right, which is why they needed to stop.
What a flex! So this was so interesting to me, and if you are from North Dakota, I would love to hear from you, because I don't know much about this state, but it did surprise me that they were the only state to ban candy cigarettes way back in 1953.
So that's surprising.
But then it was overturned in 1967.
Oh my gosh.
For some reason. But similarly, the U.S. government also considered putting a ban on candy cigarettes in 1970. This was when more research was coming out about lung cancer and the dangers. But they never passed it through.
Nope.
But they did in 1991 rule that you had to remove the word cigarette from the name.
Oh,
so they just have to say
now.
like candy or candy stick. Like this one says Lucky Lights Candy. Yeah, it just says candy. You can't put the word cigarette on it. But as I said, candy cigarettes are harder to find today. I had to go online and get a whole big box of them, and it was a whole thing. I'm so mad that I had. No, I'm just kidding, because I got my gum the same way. Which
many.
I have so many. And I could just hand them out to voice students.
I was going to say,
it feels like a really bad business move.
She sent it back home with a student.
I already did. I have this really, really awesome student, and he's into like all things retro or whatever. So he's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Oh, here, it's okay. I'm sure your mom will think it's fine." And then he walked out with it, and I thought, what if his mom's not fine? Texted her. She thought it was the funniest thing ever, so it was fine. But as a best practice,
probably not.
I might just take these to my house after we're done today. But many countries, you know how I said the U.S. never banned them. They just said you can't use the word cigarette. Some countries did have banned them. Brazil, Finland, Norway, Ireland, Turkey, and Saudi Arabia. Have completely banned the sales of candy cigarettes or anything that like looks like it under another name.
Good.
So anyway, all right, let's
oh boy.
What do you want? Lucky Lights?
Okay, I'm pretty sure. Oh, look. That one's smoking out of the bottom. Is it really?
I have sugar pouring out.
I remember the victory.
Oh, that's what you need. I'm going to do Lucky Lights. Okay. And we'll chew away from the camera.
And I will say, like,
wow.
For everybody who thinks, like, kids who just pretend to smoke when they're younger won't do it, I was a smoker, and I had candy cigarettes. No, that matters. But, oh, my God. These are not what I remember.
One thing I brushed over on here. Why don't I see it? There was one fact. Oh, I must have accidentally deleted it. But one of their early, it's not on here. One of their early taglines was just like daddy. I wonder how I deleted that.
Well, that makes sense.
It's probably under like gum or something. I put it in the wrong spot. But anyway.
To me, these look more like wacky tobacco than they look like.
They totally do.
Right?
Yeah.
They're like way thinner. All right. Well.
All right.
See, at first I'm going to test it to see if you can.
I try to smoke it.
No, it doesn't work. Ah, lame. And they used to. I swear they used to have like a little wrapper on the top to make it look like.
Mm-hmm. So what do you do? Just bite it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know what it reminds me of?
Yep. A fun dipstick.
Fun dipstick.
That's what it tastes like.
But without the like.
I don't like
yummy
it.
Sugar.
It's just like chalk.
Yeah, it tastes like chalk.
Ew.
All right.
No.
Bye.
Okay. Candy cigarettes do not taste as good in your adulthood.
Okay, that's a no.
And they're not as fun to play with when you know that you can die of lung cancer.
Also that. Mostly that. All right.
All right.
Back to you, Dani.
Okay. So my next one. This was one of the ones that was on my list and my sister told me. And it's Starburst. Okay. This actually kind of has a fun story. So the brand was introduced by Mars in the UK in 1960. So that's where it was originated. The candy was originally named Opal Fruits.
What?
Yeah, Opal Fruits.
Okay.
By a man named Peter Phillips, known as Peter Pfeffer at that time. I have no idea why his name is different now. He won a competition that won him £5 when he came up with the name Opal Fruits. Okay. So they were produced at their factory in Berkshire, and the 4 original flavors were strawberry, lemon, orange, and lime. Now, Opal Fruits were first brought to the U.S. in 1967. Okay, so 7 years later, as M&M's Fruit Chewies. That's what they were called. So they
okay.
M&M's Fruit Chewies, and then later they became Starburst. So there's not like a whole lot of information about the name Starburst, but they were saying they probably think is an attempt to express the flavor bursts in every bite, or to draw attention while space interest was at its peak during the space race, because 1967. So
makes sense.
Yeah. So originally Starburst did come in the same flavors as Opal Fruits, but as you probably don't remember, lime, right? Cherry replaced lime in the early 80s. So we probably never had a lime.
We never had access to lime unless some of our like Xennial friends who were babies were chewing on lime Starburst.
I don't know, but some of our people from a different generation may remember the lime Starburst.
It actually sounds kind of good.
I know. That's what my husband and I were talking about this, and I was like, what are the 4 original flavors? And he said cherry, strawberry, lemon, and orange, which is the ones we know. But yeah, lime. Cherry took over lime. I don't know why. I couldn't figure that out. But Starburst, now they still make them. They come in several assortments. You can find the fave reds because, everybody loves the red and the pink.
Love those.
Tropical are a couple. And they have like limited edition flavors too that you can find every now and then. So that's about all I got about Starburst. So here we go. So Katie, what is your favorite Starburst?
I like the pink.
The pink, yeah. I think that's mine too. Did you ever do the thing where you ate 2 at once to combine the flavors?
No. Uh-oh, am I doing that now?
Oh my God, you totally are. Have you never done that?
I've never done that. I didn't know that was a thing, you guys.
Xennial listeners, you need to let Katie know what she's missing out on. Okay, so
I will say I always liked Starburst.
Again,
if I got to like pick out candy for any reason or like on road trips, we would stop. And if we were not killing each other, we could pick out a candy at like the gas station. I would usually get Starburst.
So
never at the same time.
This is what you do. It's like your own little Starburst cocktail. Okay. You pick 2 flavors to mix together. If you like the pink, my favorite to mix with the pink is the lemon. And it's like strawberry lemonade. You ready?
I'm
ready.
So
what you have to do is you undo 2 at once and you put them in your mouth together. Okay. It's going to be super chewy and chompy.
It is. I won't chew in your ears, listeners.
So
I am unwrapping.
While you're doing that,
Starburst.
I will tell you guys, I am not a fruity candy fan nowadays. If I eat candy, it's going to be something with chocolate. Now I'll eat chocolate covered candy, whatever's. But I'm not a big fruity candy. Like if I want some candy, it's going to be chocolate. But every now and then, I will have some fruity candy. And during, I don't remember if this was during Christmas Carol or one of the shows I was on this year, somebody brought a ginormous bag of Starburst and I could not stop eating them, which is very unlikely. Okay, did you go?
I'm the opposite. I am a huge
I know, you like fruity candy.
Like I have to, like after today, I will have to like probably break the habit. When I was sick recently, listeners, which I think is actually worse. I was craving sugar.
Oh yeah,
and I ate a lot of candy, and then I got even more sick.
Yeah,
but because I have to like actively not keep it in the house. It's not even like, oh, I don't want to eat junk food. It's like literally a problem. So I cannot have it. And my daughter Erin is the same.
Oh really?
This child.
Oh, my kids are candy fans.
We would hide stuff, and I remember as a toddler, she would just like we would hear her. We'd be like. In the other room, we'd hear a chair moving over to the cupboard so she could climb up and get the candy. But she gets it from me, so it's fine. But I'm fruity, so you're chocolate. Okay, now we know. So if you send us candy, keep that in mind. Okay, so just like this?
So and you can even smush them together a little bit.
Oh.
I can't believe you've never like had double Starburst.
This is wild.
Listen, I'm telling you, I'm a junk food connoisseur of the 80s and 90s because I ate so much junk food.
And McDonald's.
That's junk food. Yes, I did. I ate a lot. Okay, so then
here we go.
All
right, I'm scared.
Don't be scared. It's amazing. It's going to change your life.
Oh my God, it's good.
See?
Oh, wow. Now we're both chewing.
Now we have giant mouths full of Starburst. Did you ever play that game when you were a kid with marshmallows to see how called Chubby Bunny? I have like the dumbest memories coming to my brain. We're going to have to play it one day when we have video. So you would stuff marshmallows into your mouth and say Chubby Bunny, and whoever could fit the most in their mouth and still say Chubby Bunny won.
Like
Total choking hazard. I used to win all the time because I have a very big mouth.
At least it was a marshmallow. I have a big mouth too. Like that's
you probably win.
I actually got braces. You know, people get them for crowding. I got them because there was way too much space. So I bet I'd be really good at that game. Okay.
Yeah.
I need a little water after that, but that was good.
I'm still chewing. See,
little Starburst.
You gotta
chaser.
load up your flavor.
All right. Let me go ahead. Go to my next one, which is also not gum. Don't worry, guys. We are getting to the gum, I promise. I just didn't want to, I love gum so much. I didn't want to get stuck there before I talked about the other
I'm actually very proud of you for not having all gum.
I know, because for a while there, it was looking like that might be what happened.
She swears at me 8 gums. I think I'm just going to bring this and this and this and this. And I was like, wow.
She's like, so all gum then? And I was like, is it? Oh. All right, so here we go. My next non-gum pick. Candy necklaces.
Oh,
which
yes.
can be extended to candy bracelets, of course. Did you ever wear the candy bracelets as anklets? You can't eat them that way. I guess that's a no.
I'm gonna choke on my Starburst cocktail here. Oh, no.
I guess you would do that if you didn't want to eat it. But then would you ever eat it? Because now that I'm thinking about it, that close to the ground in your foot. All right, guys, just like Men in Black that. I didn't say anything about candy anklets. All right, moving on.
Or give it a try this weekend. Who knows?
Give it a try. Let us know.
Unless you're a Xennial like us, because then your leg will probably cramp up.
You'll have no circulation. Please don't. Okay, so this was kind of weird because I went to maybe 5 or 6 sources looking up the history of it. And for some reason, candy necklaces have this mysterious start. Weird.
Nobody wants to take credit for this travesty.
Has claimed inventing them.
They're like, I'm not taking credit, but that's weird.
A few sources said maybe somewhere in Northern Europe. It's like no one knows the answer to this. What's going on? So,
oh my goodness.
But they did get popular in Europe first. And then they hit the worldwide scene in the late 1950s. They're still pretty easy to find.
Yeah.
You can get them just about anywhere. But the idea of wearing candy around kids' wrists and necks or ankles is not as popular as it once was because, it's not the most sanitary
It's so
thing.
disgusting. It's
You're
so
sweating
gross.
and then it the colors when you start sweating, they come off on your skin.
Well, and you would bite a piece off and then put it back on your neck and then, and then it'd be all
in
wet.
saliva and then just biting them off the string. I know. And then but I did bring some and I feel like these, from what I remember, these kind of taste like sweet tarts,
like sweet tarty.
So
now
we each have one.
What I remember with these, Katie, when rave culture was big in the 90s, people wore these to raves.
I don't remember that.
Because it was, and maybe they still do. I mean, there's still ravers out there nowadays. So let me know. I think that it was to keep because you're sweating so much because you're dancing and it's hot and you're sweating, and this would give you a little sugar boost like it does when you're running.
Are we putting these on or are we just trying these?
Put them on your ankle, Katie. Let's go. Oh my God. I don't know.
I'm not putting it on my ankle. Don't worry. I'm just going to put it on my wrist.
Okay.
Because I don't want to put it over my hair.
Smell it.
Okay. Do I have to? Ugh.
Oh, it smells so bad.
Horrible. Okay. What color are you going to do?
I don't know.
I'm going to do pink. Oh, wait. I just did pink and yellow. Okay. I'm going to do blue. I'm going to do blue.
How do you even do this?
I think you go like this.
Bite it.
Yeah. You just
No, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Guys, apparently I do candy necklaces and bracelets completely wrong.
I'm going to actually put mine on.
This.
No, that's wrong.
Okay, put it on.
Okay, I'm going to... Our heads are too big.
It's like a tiara.
It's not going to work.
All right, we got to do it on our wrists.
All right. Okay. This is ridiculous. If this episode actually makes it to air...
Oh, no.
Oh. The sound you hear is Katie broke her candy necklace.
I tried to do a double loop bracelet. Okay.
Oh my God, what a mess.
All right, let me just eat one and then while you talk about the next one, I can clean up.
I haven't tasted mine yet.
I know, let's do it. I just mean when we get to that point.
Oh my God. I swear this is the silliest. All right, let me see. I'm going to try the orange.
Try not to choke.
I'm literally like a squirrel, gnawing. Look at, because you have to suck on it. It doesn't just bite off.
Good that mine broke. I just have a handful
okay.
now.
I can't.
Actually, it doesn't taste bad.
I'm like, no. I can't do it.
Oh my God.
I can't do it. I can't. I'm trying to nibble it off my wrist.
Here.
If it was, Katie's handing me one that she wrecked on the floor. Okay, all right.
Again, I cleaned my floor.
Oh, sorry. That was right in the microphone.
That was Dani eating a candy necklace bead.
It tastes like Smarties.
That's what it tastes like.
Yeah.
I think it tastes pretty good, actually.
Which, again, I am not a fruity candy person. I can live without that in my life.
Okay. That's all I have on candy. The mysterious candy necklace.
Maybe if you wear it on your ankle, it's a lot more fun.
I was thinking to myself, I should just make a site that said I did it.
Yeah.
That's no one else is claiming
That's
it.
like Romeo and Michelle's. I've been in Post-its.
And then every time someone searches, they're like, well, some people don't know, but then these other sites say it was Katie Parsons. Well, so I feel like, it must be her.
It must be her.
Okay.
Oh my God. So funny. All right. Here we go. So the next one I have is chocolate, which is kind of good. We're going back and forth here. So we have a little chocolate to balance out our
whatever's going on. Artificial flavors.
All right. So the next thing I have is a candy bar called Whatchamacallit. Like, that's the literal name. Do you remember this one?
Kind of like Zero. I remember the packaging, but I can't remember what it tastes like.
Okay. So this candy bar came around in 1978. It's called Whatchamacallit. They are made of peanut butter crisp coated in a thin layer of chocolate. So if you're allergic to peanuts, sorry. 1978 candy chemists modified the formula to include caramel. Wait, okay. I messed up a year here. Whatever. I don't know what the original year was because I said in 1978 and 1978. One of those is wrong. I don't know. It doesn't matter. So it originally had peanut butter crisp with chocolate. Then they added caramel as well. Okay. So the funny thing is the history of this bar I got off the Hershey website. This is going to make you laugh.
Oh my God.
It said the Whatchamacallit bar name was chosen because it's catchy, unique, memorable, and fun.
Oh no. Oh no. Somebody got out there with the thesaurus.
But here's how they came up with it. It was selected from a list of nearly 100 possibilities brainstormed by the Hershey Company and its ad agencies. So basically all these bigwigs were like, here's a bunch of names, pick one. And like literally somebody was like, how about, Whatchamacallit?
I mean, I will say it's memorable.
It is. And I still remember this commercial. Okay, is your phone working?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to describe this and I want you to look it up.
All right, where do I go?
Just go to
Google.
So Xennial. Where do I go? Yes. Any search engine of your preference.
Okay, got it.
And if y'all are listening right now and you have access to a computer or your phone, look it up or do it later. Put in Whatchamacallit commercial 80s. Because I remembered this commercial and I had to look it up to make sure I was right. It is this fun cartoon, like kind of like pop art. It's kind of funky.
This one? Oh, wait.
Yes, that's it. It's kind of funky. And there's like this little really simple jingle. And they go, Whatchamacallit. It's going to do it.
Okay,
ready?
I'm gonna turn it up.
See?
I remember that.
Okay. I like it. It caught on. Like I'm telling you, in the 80s, they had some really great jingles. So anyway, that's the Whatchamacallit. Look up the commercial. It's super 80s and fun. Whatchamacallit. And this is also a king size, so you get your whole.
Oh my gosh!
Look, that's all I could find. So I had to go to 4 different stores. Katie just went to Amazon, and I try really hard not to do that. But all my candy is still made, so it wasn't that hard to find. But I did go to 2 gas stations and 2 stores, and Walmart and Five Below came through with all mine.
Nice. So, yeah, I bet Five Below would have had mine.
So fun fact, Five Below has great, oh shoot. Hold on. Here you go. I'll give you the wrapper on that one. Five Below has great retro candy, everybody. So
they definitely do.
Give them a try. Okay, so whatchamacallit? We got peanut butter crisp, kind of like a Rice Krispie, peanut butter with caramel and chocolate.
Okay.
It's so good. And I remember what this tastes like.
Okay, here we go.
Mmm.
Oh, that's good. Yep, I would not have remembered that.
It's good stuff, guys. Mm-hmm. That definitely still tastes good in your 40s. 100%.
I like the crispiness.
As I'm chomping again. Mm-hmm. Sorry. That is one of my biggest pet peeves in life, and everybody will know that knows me in real life knows I cannot stand to hear people chewing. Mm-hmm. If I'm ever convicted for murder, it's going to be because somebody smacked their gum in my ear or something.
You heard it here first.
I'm serious. I'll tell on myself.
I love it.
All right. So that's a whatchamacallit. So I think it still tastes good.
I think it's great. Mm-hmm. A sip of water. Hold on.
Me too. Me too. We got to cleanse our palate here.
Water break, guys. Okay. It's time. We've put it off long enough.
It's coming.
Here comes the gum, guys. So my first one, this is so exciting. My first gum is a Xennial, born in 1979.
Oh, yes.
And it is Hubba Bubba Bubble Gum.
Nice.
Yes. So the brand got its name from the phrase Hubba Hubba.
Cute.
But apparently, I've always thought that meant like something kind of derogatory toward someone who looked good.
Yeah, is derogatory. It not? And I just said cute. Like
you're like cute.
Not
well,
really.
It is. The real meaning's cute. So you're okay. Good. It came from U.S. military members in World War II, and they would just say it when they approved of something.
Really?
That's what this says. They would say Hubba Hubba.
That does not sound right. That sounds like a straight up lie.
You know what? It's probably those people who said that no one knows where the candy necklaces come from.
Where are you doing your research, Katie? I don't know about this.
Okay, well, we're not quite sure then. But
I'm just kidding. I don't know. That could be true.
knows?
Military does weird stuff. So
it would
totally
have been World War II, so a long time ago. So maybe they did. But some very iconic flavors that came out at first were cotton candy. There was one called Cola Party. Would you guys go if I had a cola party?
Yes.
You would? Okay. Groovy watermelon. I like that one.
Groupie? What?
Groovy. Groovy. So you meant like groupie?
I was like groupie? Like a band groupie?
Yeah.
Like that's weird. Okay.
And gushing grape.
Gross.
But the thing about Hubba Bubba is it's two different kinds of bubblegum put together.
Is that all of them is like that? Or
I think
just,
so.
Because look,
so.
I thought it was just Hubba Bubba Max that was like
but see,
that.
look at the picture on here.
I know, but look, it says Hubba Bubba Max on the wrapper.
Oh. Amazon may have led me astray.
Because I think this is just based on my
Your memory of it.
junk food connoisseur days of the 80s and 90s. I remember you could buy regular Hubba Bubba that was like one flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one, I think, came out in the 80s or 90s. Hubba
okay.
Bubba Max. Because the ones Katie has is gum, like rectangle gum that has another flavor in the middle.
Yeah.
And I think this is the one that came out
That we probably
in our
liked
childhood.
and chewed.
Yes.
Got it.
Because
Okay.
even look at the packaging. It's very, very like early 90s.
Very.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it is still the number one selling bubblegum in the U.S.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
To this day. So we have 3 flavors with us today.
Okay.
Hubba Bubba Max. We have outrageous. Huh? Okay. So first of all, how's this for a name? Outrageous Original.
Well, that's the one I remember though. No, look, it
says outrageous.
Oh, it does say that.
Original.
I thought it said something else. You're right. It does.
And then Strawberry Watermelon.
Yeah.
So that's the 2 together. And then, this was 90s. Sour Blue Raspberry.
Oh, yeah.
We could do a whole episode on when Blue Raspberry came into being.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try a Blue Raspberry. What are you trying?
I'm just gonna do the original one because this is the one I remember.
Okay.
It's like light pink on the outside. It's darker pink on the inside.
Okay.
It looks like a dog biscuit except bright colors
Here we go.
and gum. Oh yeah, tastes like my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
The worst part about this gum is that you chew it for like 2 minutes and then there's no more flavor.
That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
You bite into it and it's so flavorful, but then oh, we're really chewing.
And then it's gone. Now, are you a bubble blower? Can you blow big bubbles?
I can. Can you?
I don't know. I haven't done it in a long time.
I got to chew it.
Yeah, you got to get it prepped. You got to do like several big, let's see. All right, Katie's going to do it. I'm not going to because
Oh, boy.
she's prepping. She's getting ready.
I'm ready, I think.
All right, let's see what happens.
Oh, no. I might not be. Mm-hmm.
Okay, here she goes. Nope. Didn't happen, guys. There's a big old hole in the front of it.
That did not work. That's too much pressure, you guys.
Sorry. They
Well,
can't
I'm just
even see
kidding.
you.
That's true.
I don't think I can do it.
Give it a try.
I don't really like bubble gum. So,
I think it's so thick, too.
yeah. It's
Like, I can blow it on, like, thinner bubble gum, I feel like.
yeah. Look, even though we were just saying we both had big mouths, a lot of good that does when you're going to blow a bubble here.
Not much.
Okay. Well, that still tastes exactly like 1989. So,
All right. Getting rid of that one.
yeah, I got to take that guy out. I do not remember the pieces being that dense.
It's like my whole mouth. I was like, how do I blow a bubble? My mouth is completely full of this gum.
But the flavor literally leaves you in like 60 seconds, I swear.
Maybe if you chew it a while, it kind of like gets more compact or something. I don't know.
All right. So we're going to move on to my next one. And I am dreading sampling this, guys.
Oh, my God.
Because I think it's one of the grossest candies ever made, but I loved it. And it's one that my sister mentioned to me as well. And I was like,
Right,
oh, my
good.
God, ew.
Now you have to.
And all kids love this stuff, too, because it's disgusting. And it is Fun Dip. Okay? Fun Dip. All right. So it was originally called Lik-A-Made. Like Lik of hyphen, letter M hyphen aid, AID. All right. Lik-A-Made.
Oh.
And it was produced in 1952 by Sunline Inc. The name came, this is so gross. The name came from the act of licking the packaging clean in an effort to taste every bit of sugar. But so a kid thing, right? Yeah.
So much.
So the powdered mixture literally was just a combination of sugar and flavorings that candy lovers could consume on the spot simply by pouring the powder into their mouths, just like pixie sticks.
Yeah.
So the Fun Dip we know has a stick, but when it originally came out as Lick-O-Made, there was no stick. It was literally just a pack of colored sugar that you poured in your mouth, just like a pixie stick.
Wow.
Gross. So the original flavors were strawberry, grape, cherry, and orange. And the name Fun Dip was coined when Lick-O-Made added sugar sticks that they called Lick-O-Sticks.
Oh my God.
To their famous powder packs in 1973. So they added the little sticks. The Lick-O-Sticks is used to capture extra layers of sugar powder and deliver it straight to your taste buds. Now, how that doesn't happen when you're literally pouring a package into your mouth, I don't know. But we all remember those little white sticks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you would lick the white stick and then dip it in the package and lick it off the stick.
Put it back in the package.
Yeah. So Fun Dip had original Fun Dip only had two flavored sugar packets with it. Sorry. Cherry and grape. And they were stitched together and they had 2 Fun Dip sticks. So you could rip it in half, give one flavor to somebody, keep one for yourself. And then the two white sticks were in the package together. So you could open. And I remember this distinctly.
I remember that.
Yeah. Fun fact, Fun Dip, Pixie Sticks, and Sweet Tarts all have the same base recipe.
Okay.
So it's like, you know how Taco Bell, like everything pretty much has the same thing. It's just in a different form.
Right.
Basically those candies.
Yeah. I could totally.
Yeah. So I had a hard time finding the Fun Dip. Okay.
Really?
Now you can find Fun Dip when it's like Valentine's or like Easter or something, because it comes in like party packs where you can like give them out as like, or Halloween where you can give them out. But just buying it, like you used to go into a gas station and could buy like the little foldy up thing of it. Couldn't find it at any gas station. I found it at Five Below. And the nice thing was they come in little individual servings.
Okay.
So Katie, I have cherry yum diddly dip and Raz apple magic dip. So which one do you want?
Well, since I just had blue raspberry, I'll do cherry this time.
The cherry yum diddly dip? Okay.
Do I have to say it to get to eat it?
I am dreading eating this one.
Oh wow, it still says Lick-O-Made at the top.
Yeah, it does. Lick-O-Made trademark.
Okay.
Lick-O-Made trademark. Yep. And so we're gonna rip this open. I am dreading it.
Stick first.
Yeah, you open the stick first.
Okay.
Unless you want to go old school and do Lick-O-Made where you lick it out of the pack.
Oh my God, and the stick says Lick-O-Stick. I don't
it
even
still
remember
says that. I do. I remember this. And then Katie just shook hers up like
I do that.
like it's like I don't even know what.
Like it had settled.
Oh, that's so funny. It's basically it's basically sugar with tons of food coloring. That's pretty much it. So then now you lick the stick. No. Oh, I was like, no, that's wrong. She was smelling it.
I just want to see what it smelled like.
She was smelling it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smells like sugar. So you lick the stick and then you stick it in the pack.
Yep.
And then you lick it off. And this is so gross.
Oh my God.
Ew.
I don't even want to. All right.
Oh, mine changes color. Mine goes from blue to green. That's why it's magic.
I'm going to try mine.
Oh, and my stick just broke.
You were going a little too aggressive there.
I was way too aggressive. I had a Hulk moment.
Color.
Yeah, look, see, mine changes to green. This is so disgusting.
She says, this is so disgusting. Opens her mouth.
I know.
And just puts more in it.
It tastes like Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so. I don't think I can do more.
What I can do one lick. That's it.
Right.
What I remember the best part was eating the stick at the end.
Yeah, the stick is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Because we said the candy cigarettes kind of tasted like this, but this tastes way better now that I'm eating them like back to back.
Yeah.
It's actually sweet.
These taste like the white Smartie. You know how the white Smarties taste different than the other?
Yes. That tastes good. I'll probably keep the stick. I've got a little pile here. I've still got a little bit of
Katie's got her lunch right in front of her. She's had a busy meeting day.
Yeah. I have actually. Okay. Well, back to gum. So that was a fun little aside. So I'm just going to quickly go through 1, two, three, four kinds together.
What?
Because they're all the same.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
I got you.
So 4 of the kinds of gum that I got all come from the Wrigley Company, but at different time frames.
Okay.
So I have Juicy Fruit, Big Red, Double Mint, and Winter Fresh.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to talk about those, and then I guess we can try a piece of each or just pick one to try. That might be better. So the first one is Juicy Fruit. That's like the flagship Wrigley product. So you guys know, I love a good entrepreneur story. So I'm wearing a t-shirt for Wrigley Field. The Cubs are my favorite team. Grew up in the Chicago area, so the name Wrigley, there's a Wrigley building, is everywhere. I guess I never really knew, other than like they made a lot of money on gum, like the origin story of the family and the company and all that. So I found out, when I was researching. So in the late 1800s, William Wrigley was trying to make a name for himself, and he was selling soap. From what I could kind of understand, it was like detergent, like that you would use at home. Obviously hand washing, that kind of for like apparel. So he started a promotion and gave people free baking soda with the soap. This is going somewhere, I promise.
Okay.
People liked getting the baking soda so much that he was like, okay, forget the soap, we'll just sell baking soda. So then he started selling baking soda.
This is like a toddler story.
And then?
And then?
And then I found $20 the end. No. But then he started putting a couple sticks of this like chewing gum that he made with the baking soda.
In it?
So that like it was like just with it. Like you would buy the baking soda.
Okay. That's like weird.
And if you could fish it out of the baking soda, you could chew it. No.
Okay.
So it's like kind of like a thank you. But then people were coming and just wanting to buy the gum. So then he decided to get out of the baking soda business. So we went from detergent to baking soda to chewing gum. And that's how it started. So there you go. And that's when Wrigley Gum was first introduced. Now, the first one that it came out with, the OG, was in 1893, and it was Juicy Fruit.
1893?
1893.
Wow.
Now, of course, they've had a few different formulations over the years, but they've always been very vague about, like, what the fruit is. Like, what's the ingredient? But they have said, and other people, I don't know, gum extraordinaires, which maybe I am, I don't know, have said that it's like a combination of banana and pineapple and jackfruit. Have you ever had jackfruit?
I don't think I've ever had jackfruit.
I feel like
Is it the one that looks like a sci-fi alien? Is that the jackfruit? That's a dragon fruit. That's
dragon fruit. Jackfruit's hard to describe. Maybe we'll put a picture on there. We could Google it up. I don't know. But it's not a very popular fruit. Okay. And it's not very sweet. Oh. But when you chew Juicy Fruit, it's not very sweet. Well, we'll try it. But then other people say peach is a crucial flavor in there too. So back when it was first being made, those things probably were used. Today, chemical substitutions, of course. So there's a chemical called isomyl acetate.
Delicious.
Sometimes known as banana oil. I don't know why. That's just what it said. And it's a carbolic ester, which is also found in jackfruit. I don't know.
I'm literally looking at Katie like, what?
All that to say that they don't want you to know what's in it, I guess. So
this story is crazy.
It's taken a lot of turns you did not expect.
All from a little yellow pack of gum.
Yes.
Wow.
That is still like pretty well selling.
Yeah.
And there was some survey that found 99% of the people that they surveyed in like 2015 knew the brand, which that's pretty good brand recognition.
Yeah.
All right. So then following the success of Juicy Fruit, we've got Big Red.
Oh, that was my favorite.
And that's a cinnamon flavored chewing gum. And that actually wasn't even introduced until 1975.
Oh.
So there's some before that too. Like I didn't do this exactly in order, but it was actually available in Ireland and the United Kingdom before here, like in the mid 1900s. But it's actually no longer available there. It didn't say why, but I'm guessing just maybe wasn't popular. But for people who really like it from the UK, Big Red is one of the most like popular souvenirs that when they come to the US that they buy to take home.
How funny.
Very funny. And then I put disclaimer. I really don't like cinnamon.
What's that a disclaimer?
Because I'm going to try it probably.
Oh, well, you don't have to.
I might not. I have other flavors.
Why do you not like it?
I just don't. Like, I don't like
wow,
cinnamon candy.
Her eyes got big. She's like, I just don't.
I don't like cinnamon rolls. No, I actually like the smell of cinnamon. Like, I'll burn a cinnamon candle.
Oh, but
I'll
you don't
be like,
taste
cinnamon.
it.
I do not like it. I don't know why, because I like spicy stuff.
Well, cinnamon's not spicy.
I like sweet
it's like
stuff. There's something about it that I just don't like. My family knows. I don't like cinnamon. Don't you be giving me those red hots. No, ma'am. No, thank you. Okay. So, the gum portion has completely gone off the rails. But we're going to keep going. We're going to
push on.
Another gum.
2 more.
Double Mint is from Wrigley Company as well.
Another commercial I remember.
Yeah. So this was actually in 1914. So this was the one after Juicy Fruit.
Okay.
So this one's been around for a pretty long time. And the reason they called it that is because it says it's double strength, peppermint flavored. But it was one of the first like really commercially marketed mint gums.
And remember they had the twins in the commercials?
Yes.
Double your pleasure, double your fun.
Double your pleasure, double your fun.
Was there supposed to be like a double entendre there?
Not supposed to be.
Oh.
But eventually it turned into that.
Oh, are you going to talk about that?
Yes.
Oh.
So they have a very popular advertising campaign, the Double Mint Twins.
Yes.
It actually started in the 1930s, and it would be on radio programs.
Oh.
And they were actually identical twins, but you couldn't see them. But they would like sing the little jingle, and through the years, they kept, hiring twins to sort of be their promotional people. In the 90s, I did not know this, Tia and Tamara Mowry from Sister Sister were the Double Mint Twins before that show. There were like commercials with them on it. I haven't looked it up, but I bet you could find it. But then, as culture was changing and this and that, by the late 1990s, the twins got a little sexier.
I remember blonde twins. It was like two girl twins, and then a guy twins.
And they were on bikes.
Yep.
So the girl's last name was Barnstable. So they're known as the Barnstable Twins. That's what it says. We've had too much sugar.
Oh my God. We need to do like a Xennial
I can't.
like detox after this.
No kidding.
All right.
And so they were so popular, these twins, that they actually ended up posing in Playboy.
Oh.
Seriously. Like,
that is a very 90s thing.
Very 90s.
It's so 90s.
Oh, you're good looking.
And you sell gum? Playboy. Next step right there.
Let's do it. But, and honestly, after that, they kind of stopped using, like, the Double Mint Twins as a thing.
So I wonder if
got out of hand.
No, I'm not even going to say this out loud. Never mind. Keep going.
I can only imagine what you were thinking. So then the final Wrigley gum that I have, and there's more than this, but that I have here, Winter Fresh.
Yeah.
So Wrigley invented this idea of wintergreen. Like, I just accept that that's a flavor of things. I'm like, oh, there's wintergreen Lifesavers. There's wintergreen gum. But like, wintergreen was just something they made up. That's not really a thing.
Capitalism.
That is not really a thing, you guys. But the reason was it was an alternative to Big Red because they wanted something to market in the winter.
You can't chew juicy fruit in the winter?
Big Red.
Oh.
I guess maybe because it's kind of spicy and hot. I don't know.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
Where wintergreen came from.
That's funny.
That's where they came up with that. So it was an alternative. So Extra Gum, which was a sugarless gum, was introduced a Winter Fresh flavor in 88, and that kind of like catapulted it too. This whole idea of like
I remember
sugar-free
Extra.
gum.
Yeah.
And then another brand of theirs, Freedent, also had a Winter Fresh flavor around the same time. So
that's the kind my grandma always had because she had dentures.
Yeah.
So like and then I had braces, so you had to have sugar-free everything.
Yep, everything. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So of the 4, Juicy Fruit,
yeah,
Big Red, Double Mint, and Winter Fresh, which are you going to try?
I have not had Double Mint gum in a really long time, so I'm going to go with Double Mint.
Okay.
Yeah. I know what I know what they all taste like.
Right.
Winter Fresh, I remember chewing in high school all the time. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering how their marketing was like super big during that time.
It must have been.
Because I remember like buying that all the time. Okay. What are you going to do?
I'll probably do Juicy
She
Fruit.
said Big Red.
I don't want to do Big Red.
I'm just kidding.
And you're doing mint. And you can't make me.
I won't. I like cinnamon. I do. I enjoy cinnamon. So,
well, good for you.
double your flavor, double your fun.
All right. Yes, go first. I'm gonna find out what this jackfruit gum tastes like. Jackfruit question mark.
Very fresh and minty.
Okay. It's a double
She
strength.
keeps dropping stuff today.
I know. Sugar makes me a little jittery.
I mean, it's not super sweet or anything. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just exactly what you think double mint gum would taste like. Minty.
Juicy fruit's kind of
Yeah.
Like you said, it's like I know it tastes. It's not
like,
my favorite.
It's like a chewy candy. I don't know. Like juicy fruit, I don't know. Like usually when I want gum, I want something to like freshen my mouth.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, I don't feel like juicy fruit does that.
I also don't chew a whole lot of gum on a regular basis because I have TMJ, Xennial problems. Mm-hmm. So I can only chew it for like short amounts of time and then I have to take it out.
Gotcha.
I'm also really bad about chewing it rudely, so it drives my people crazy. Because, fun fact about me, disclaimer, I can't stand to hear people chewing and smacking, but I am really bad at doing it.
Isn't that funny though? Like the things that we don't love about other people sometimes.
Because I can't hear it.
It's like, oh, also I do that.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay.
All right. Let's take a break from gum.
Well, I only have one more. So awesome. My last one, which is going to taste super weird. I'll have to take a swig of water after I had mint in my mouth. Y'all should see our trash can right now. It's hilarious.
It's really bad.
So I saved one of my favorites for last because it has so much Xennial power and Gen X power too, I think. And that's Reese's Pieces.
Yum.
Y'all may not notice, but I kind of have a thing for chocolate and peanut butter. So whatchamacallit had peanut butter in it. And yeah. All right. So 1950s, Hershey developed, this is actually kind of interesting, the capability for panning, which is sugar coating a product. So like a candy shell. Okay.
And Reese's came up with it.
Hershey.
I'm sorry, Hershey's. Okay.
Yeah. So M&Ms are probably the best known example of a panned candy product. Okay. But they're made by Mars.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So Hershey's first panned product was Hershey Ets. So it's Hershey hyphen ETS.
Okay.
Like Hershey-ettes. They were candy coated chocolate discs or lentils.
What?
I know, weird. I don't know.
No thanks.
I know. But they never became very popular because they were so similar to M&Ms.
Okay.
So
yeah.
So anyway, they decided to develop a new recipe to pan with a peanut butter center, hoping they could just take the peanut butter that they use for Reese's Cups and pop it in a little candy shell. But when it came to the panning process, the heat that they used to shape the outer chocolate shell, it would melt the peanut butter to the point where it would like ooze out the sides of the candy-coated shell.
Okay.
Yeah. So what Hershey did was they hired a bunch of scientists to kind of figure this out. And after months of research and testing, to make this candy work, they developed a peanut butter panouche, which is a fudge-like candy that held up against high heat. So it could be. So if you ever notice, the peanut butter in Reese's Pieces tastes different than the peanut butter in Reese's Cups because it's not the same thing. So that is how Reese's Pieces came to be. And then they were a big hit. That was like a big hit. Yeah. But listen to this. When Steven Spielberg's E.T. hit theaters on June 11th, 1982, it was a smash hit. And Reese's Pieces became a hit too. Sales for Reese's Pieces increased by over 300% in the early 80s.
Talk about like product placement.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah. So if you've never watched the movie E.T., I know we have some younger listeners out there. Go watch it. It terrified me when I was younger and then I liked it. I have like a very troubled relationship with a lot of movies back then because it scared me, but then I went back and watched it like when I was a little older and I loved it.
Right.
So anyway, Elliot gives he shares his candy with E.T. and then E.T. like loves the Reese's Pieces. So you see them a lot in the movie. And yeah. Okay. So he even became part of the marketing. A lot of the commercials and stuff had E.T. in it.
I don't remember that, but
yeah. But I mean, you were young.
Yeah, that's true. It came out a month before I was
born,
so
I'll let you get out however many you would like.
Try just a couple. I don't think I need
the fun.
God.
Well, too bad. Now you have more than a couple. The funny thing is, I couldn't find it like just in a pack. Like, you can buy little packs of M&Ms. I could only find like a movie theater box of it. So, but that's fine because everybody in my house likes these. We will have no problem
eat them.
Eating these.
I hope someone chews all this gum that I bought.
You will.
I won't eat big red or juicy fruit.
Well, somebody in your house will. So
maybe instead of candy cigarettes, I should be giving my students gum.
Maybe. Reese's Pieces are like one of my favorite candies ever.
It's really good. My husband likes these a lot.
Yeah, I love them.
Like these are like what we get for him for like stocking stuffers.
Oh, well, you can bring him that box.
Oh, you said people in your house like
That's fine. It's
actually his birthday this weekend.
Oh, well, then bring him.
On Sunday. So I'll be like, here.
Happy birthday, Bran. It's an open box of Reese's Pieces.
We love you.
Oh, man.
It's really good.
So, yeah, that was my last one. So let's hear yours. I bet it's gum.
It is. So here's the deal. Not even going to try to hide it. I got to add this to my little lunch pile. Hold on.
Oh, my God.
So I don't melt in my hand.
She was just licking on the Lick-a-Stick a second ago.
She was talking and I was just like enjoying the fun dipstick. Anyway. So I did order chiclets, but I did not do any research on them. I guess I forgot. There's so many gums, so I have nothing on chiclets. So you're going to see them in the follow-up. We're going to do a follow-up.
My God.
Top. If we do like a junk food one that's like chips and stuff, I'll do a quick mention of chiclets then.
Okay, that is the funniest.
We should still try them though.
Yeah, you know what I used to do with chiclets? I'm going to see if I can still do it.
Okay.
Did you used to do this?
I think I know what you're going to do, but... Then again, you've never put a bracelet on your ankle, a candy necklace on your ankle, so I don't know.
We used to take, so for those of y'all that don't know, chiclets are little white squares of gum.
Yes.
My grandma also used to have these a lot too before she had dentures. I don't know why I remember.
Your grandma's in her grave like.
I know. She's like,
right,
quit
Dani,
telling all my business. We used to take these. I don't think it'll work anymore, but I used to have very snaggle teeth when I was a kid, and we would stick them on our front teeth.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you're going to say? Yeah, I can't even do it anymore.
So I can't either.
I paid way too much orthodontics to have straight teeth.
But I want to remember what it tastes like. So So chiclets
have
it's
minty.
Is it? Oh, yeah. Really minty. It has like a hard shell, for lack of a better term. Mm-hmm. These packets I got have 2 little pieces in them.
It's almost like a panned gum.
It really is. It's like the same texture on the outside as like
an M&M or a Reese's Pieces. Mm-hmm. That's right. It's got this candy coating.
Taste okay.
Yeah, it's good.
I bet they kind of like Hubba Bubba. They probably run out of flavor fast.
Now, the normal pack of chiclets would come in like a sleeve, and you'd pop them out like you do like with cough drops or whatever. But Katie,
I don't know what happened, you guys.
Katie ordered this box, and she opened it up, and all these millions of little bitty packs of 2 chiclets. I guess for like trick-or-treating? I don't know.
I guess. Maybe that's what I'll save it for.
Nobody wants chiclets when you're trick-or-treating. Well, Katie would.
I would.
She would like that gum.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay. So I do have an honorable mention that's not here because, again, I didn't do what Dani did and actually like go get things. I ordered from Amazon and it kept getting delayed, and it'll be here in a few days. Don't worry about it.
But by the way, they have this.
It anyway.
They have this at Five Below.
Do they? Okay.
Just shaming you for using
Five
those
Below. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No, seriously. I'm going to be there getting all my gum. Maybe.
Okay, so what is your last one?
My last one is also a Xennial.
Oh.
A Xennial product born in the Xennial timeframe that did not arrive. Big League Chew.
Yeah.
What do you know about Big League Chew?
Oh, baseball players. Well, both my kids used to play ball, and they loved that Big League Chew. I know it was marketed by baseball players as well, like in the 80s, I remember, because it looks like, I don't know if it still looks, but it looks like chew, like tobacco chew. Uh-huh. And that's what it was marketed for, is to have like this. It's almost like candy cigarettes. It was like gum, but as like it looked like tobacco chew, but it was gum, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was bubble gum. But it was created by a Cornell University left-hander, so a baseball player invented it, named Rob Nelson in 1977. Hey, Xennial Big League Chew. So he had 2 other baseball players with him and a 13-year-old bat boy who helped him get the idea for it. And the idea was simple. It's shredded bubble gum, and it comes in a pouch instead of like a, I don't know, like a normal gum packet or whatever.
It's like tobacco, really.
Yeah. And in 1979 is when it came out, and it hit retail shelves, and it became instantly famous. So 80s and 90s. So four decades like us have passed. 1 billion pouches later.
Oh my God.
It is a classic among kids and adults alike. It can be found in the Baseball Hall of Fame as like a product. And it's got all sorts of other flavors, I guess. I mean, I'm only familiar with like the bubblegum kind. I wouldn't say I had it a lot, but I remember it like always being around. My brothers played Little League, so they would always have it. It would be sold at like concessions and stuff. So that's why I included it. And when it comes, I am going to chew some of it, but it's not here today. But we got to do the chiclets that, we know nothing about.
We know nothing about.
So that was it.
That's it. I ate all my, Katie has this cute little like area. Mine, I ate all my, well, I either spit it out if it was gum, Avi, but I ate all my chocolate,
I feel
Avi.
like cute is debatable. It's literally like 2 bites of a whatchamacallit, a handful of Reese's Pieces, a single chiclet, and then the rest of my dip bean stick.
I'm going to have like a very grumpy gallbladder in about an hour.
No.
It's all right. It's okay. I did it to myself. It's fine. Yeah, that's it. That brings us to the end of our Xennial. So I would say half of these still taste good in our adulthood and half we could live without.
So what was your favorite to retaste and what was your least favorite?
My favorite to retaste was probably whatchamacallit. I think that's the one I haven't had in a really long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was yours?
Probably also whatchamacallit, but I was going to say doing the Starburst blend. It's the first time I've done that.
Right?
So that was big. And I'd say my least favorite was juicy fruit.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't surprised by it. It just was like,
My least was a Fun Dip.
That's pretty bad.
I can't. Like when you're 43, you do not need to be eating anything that's sugar and food coloring. That's it.
Period.
Yeah, nothing
no
else.
Other substance. Yeah. So anyway, we hope you'll tell us what you would have added to our list because we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, and stay tuned. Next, whenever we do another taste test, we are going to do junk food. That's going to be a fun one.
That'll be really good.
Yeah. I'll wait till my gallbladder stops being mad at me and then we'll do that one.
Yeah. We'll detox a little. I think we need it.
Yeah. Well, that brings us to the end of our episode today, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on Generation Between. This was quite the journey today.
Yes.
Lots of things. Hopefully you learned something or you were just wildly entertained by our shenanigans. Either way, come back. You can find us on Patreon. Like us, subscribe to us on anywhere you listen to podcasts. Share us with all the people you love and even the people you don't love.
Yeah.
Share us. What else am I forgetting?
We have an episode suggestion form.
Yes.
So if you think of some other candies or you heard us say junk food and you're like, oh, you have to taste this or can you find this item? Pop it in there or hit us up on social media.
Yeah, for sure. We love to hear your ideas because there's literally endless topics. So.
Yes, absolutely. But I think that's mostly it.
That's it. So until next time, everybody, take care of your tummies when you are tasting your childhood.
And your gallbladders. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.